this place, which used to be called Dar al-Adan, construction workers were building the city, which was later on named Al-Ahmadi, after the late ruler Sheikh Ahmad al-Jabr al-Sabah. Al-Ahmadi was modernly designed to provide comfortable daily living conditions for the employees of the company. Oil production capacity increased, and so the need to construct an oil export terminal to accommodate more than one tanker at the same time. A decision was taken to build the South Pier with its 8 berths at Mina al-Ahmadi in 1949. It was a turning point in the history of oil export operations. Meanwhile, a crude oil export control and monitoring system was developed. The gathering centers were equipped with electronically driven valves to control the flow of crude oil to the tank farm from where the oil travels to the South Pier by gravity. The refinery, which was constructed in 1949, provided the required fuel and helped to operate a power station and a seawater distillation plant, which catered for the needs of the company's employees and their families in Ahmadi. Subsequently, it started to provide water for Kuwait City. Soon after the foundations for the future were laid down in the late 1940s, the company started to give an increasing attention to training and skill development. A training center was established in Magwa in 1951. Kuwait Oil Company was my school. It taught me everything. If I hadn't worked for Kuwait Oil Company, I wouldn't be what I am now, wouldn't know what I know, wouldn't be the first Kuwaiti geologist. In the early 50s, there were 78 producing wells in Burgan, the most productive and oldest among all Kuwaiti fields. But it was not the only field, for several other fields were being explored which helped to enhance the drilling capacity and extend the operations of the company to include a network of pipelines and construction of more gathering centers. The demand for fuel increased, thus the work on extending the refinery started. In 1958, the late Sheikh Abdullah al-Salam al-Sabah inaugurated the extension of the refinery. As a result of the increasing need for additional loading facilities to accommodate larger oil tankers, a new pier named the North Pier had to be built. The benefits started to increase due to its commission in 1959. It was a day of great joy when the late Sheikh Abdullah al-Salam al-Sabah inaugurated the pier with the berthing of the first Kuwaiti oil tanker, Kazma. The number of oil gathering centers rose and pipelines multiplied, from 8 gathering centers in 1952 to 12 gathering centers in 1959. With the commissioning of gathering center number 15, considered to be one of the largest centers at that time, it was possible to accommodate the increasing production capacity of the various oil fields. The development of Ahmadi city is a small-scale model of the rapid developments in all aspects of economic and social life in Kuwait. The company provided its employees with all the services they need. In 1960, Southwell Hospital at Ahmadi, now Al-Ahmadi Hospital, joined that old hospital at Magwa, which back in 1948 contained 130 beds and served the company for more than 12 years. benefits of oil are obvious. This vital resource has played an important role in the development of the state of Kuwait. Those years of joy were crowned with the state's independence in the year 1961. Kuwait was particularly careful to adopt a prudent policy for investing the oil revenues, seeking to diversify the sources of income and lay down a sound industrial base that would depend on trained Kuwaitis. By the end of the 1960s, the world oil tanker industry witnessed a great development. Huge tankers with a capacity of more than 300,000 tons were built. To keep abreast with these developments, Kuwait Oil Company embarked on a project to design and build a man-made island known as the Sea Island, which was inaugurated in 1969 by the late Sheikh Sabah al-Salam al-Sabah. The sources of income were diversified, and a youthful industrial base started to evolve under the leadership of trained Kuwaitis. The climax of this achievement was reached when the Kuwait National Assembly ratified the agreement of participation in the ownership of Kuwait Oil Company and subsequently the agreement of acquiring full ownership in 1975. Production operations continued at Wafra Field to produce oil from the neutral zone, divided between the state of Kuwait and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Oil production operations expanded with the construction of gas booster stations and the eventual building of the gas liquefaction plant at Mina al-Ahmadi. His Highness the Emir, Sheikh Jabir al-Ahmad al-Jabir al-Sabah, inaugurated this plant in 1979. During that year, the single-point mooring loading terminal was commissioned. This facility can accommodate mammoth tankers with a capacity of up to 500,000 tons. As a result of the expansion of the oil industry, an Emiri decree was issued in 1980 to establish the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation in order to bring under one umbrella all the state-owned companies operating in the field of oil industry. The responsibilities of KOC under this umbrella are the exploration and production of oil and gas within the state of Kuwait. Kuwait Oil Company has always adopted a Kuwaitization policy and made every effort to develop and increase the capabilities of its employees as a strategic goal. This policy is being adopted at all levels with great success.